Pancakes, that's what everybody always asks me about. It's not about pancakes. It's called Short Stack Modeling Program, and it's called Short Stack because it's for short girls. So if you're under 5'7", you're eligible to be in the program. Okay, so Short Stack Modeling Program, that was our poster for last year, and we dedicated our show to one of the girls' mothers who recently died from cancer, so the whole show was dedicated to her memory. So this is a non-profit self-esteem program, and our goal is to help young girls who don't fit the standard of modeling be able to model, be a part of a fashion show, and just help their dreams come true. That's what my director always says. My director, she's the creator of Short Stack. She's 5 feet tall, and she wears 5-inch heels every day because she always wanted to be tall. And she's an amazing model. She takes the best pictures. She has the best runway walk I've ever seen. But every time she went out for a modeling job, she couldn't get one because they said she was too short or she wasn't the right weight and stuff like that. So that's the point of Short Stack. It's to help us with our self-esteem and to show the world we're short or we may not look like models, but we're really good at what we do and we have a lot of fun doing it. So this is just some of the photo shoots. I'm showing you guys different types of photo shoots and stuff. But besides the fashion show, I said, we're a self-esteem program. So the first 3 weeks or 4 weeks of our program, we do workshops. So one of the workshops is actually on HIV and AIDS and awareness about STDs. And people always ask me why do you guys talk about that? It's really random. But my directors always say as girls and just as teens, because a lot of us are from 14 to 23, we need to be able to know what's out there, and you'd be surprised when we talk to a lot of the girls about STD and HIV, a lot of them don't know anything, and a lot of them are, if you're sexually active, it's important for you to know so you can make sure you're safe and stuff like that. And then we start talking about our values and things that are important to us, because it's important for all of us to be able to talk to each other and have respect for what each of us like. Everybody likes different things, and it's important for us to build on that. I might like something different, but you need to respect that. Me, I always talk about Justin Bieber, and everybody looks at me weird, but everybody in Short Stack respects it. Nobody says anything to me about it, so that's the good part. And then we start talking about self-esteem, and we always talk about do you value yourself? Do you like yourself? And we also talk about the media's influence and how we feel about ourselves. And I feel for Short Stack, that's always the hardest point for me, the first 3 weeks. Because when we start talking about ourselves, I'm the first one in there crying my eyes out, talking about how I wish I was this, I wish I was that, and it's just it's difficult for me to express myself and have all these people who love me and tell me I'm great, and I don't feel like that. But that's the best part of Short Stack. I go to this place and I feel good about myself. Yeah.
What would you want to look like? You personally?
Me personally? Yeah. There's I don't like my nose. I would prefer to change my nose. I don't like my eye color. I wish my face was not as thin. I don't know, I don't like this. And then my ears kind of stick out a little bit.
Where the hell looks like somebody's ears?
I know, my ears are kind of weird.
Okay, can I just ask, how many of you in this bathroom think Jay is a beautiful girl?
I think she's absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you.
Thank you. At times. I think you need to review that tape 10 years from now and snap yourself.
Macca Mary.
I know, that's what she is that's what my mom says about me. That's what my mom thinks that. But, okay, so the photo shoots. This is one photo shoot we did where it's a collage, so we take different pictures and then they put it together, our 3 best ones. And then another one we did, it's we had a photographer come and she projected an image, and then we posed in the image, so we're a part of the image. And this was one in Central Park that we had. These were the posters that were up in the fashion show. That's not me. It's my friend Ella.
You don't look like her.
I can't see that far.
You buy your glasses.
And one of the other things we do is a charity car wash. So since we're not-for-profit, all our proceeds and all the money we make goes back to our fashion show and the other programs that I'm a part of. So Short Stack's part of Windows of Opportunity, and they hold 13 other programs that are all youth-based, and everything goes back to that. And we also give our proceeds for funding for HIV and AIDS and also breast cancer. So that's us at the car wash. We make a lot of money. That's where we make our most money, actually, because a lot of people come by, our friends and family do their car wash. And as you can see, we don't wear bathing suits. We don't do all that sexy stuff because we're supposed to be respectable and stuff like that. Sisterhood, like the best part I would say about Short Stack is like all the girls I've met. I'm an only child, and that's like the one thing I always said. I always tell my parents like I don't want you having other children because I like being by myself, and like I've become very selfish in that way. But they're not gonna have kids; they're too old now. But I've always said if I had a sister, I'd probably be so upset. Like I'm used to being like the only girl, so if they were to have another child, I would prefer it to be a boy. But I don't know what's happening. But anyways, meeting like so many other girls who are like completely different from myself, like I don't know, it's really opened me up. Like I share so much with them. Like I don't even know half the girls there now. Like the program just started and we get a bunch of new girls, and I'm still there like sharing like my life story or whatever, because it's just like a place where you feel extremely comfortable. Like that's the point. You're supposed to be comfortable there, you're supposed to have fun. So a lot of the times like it's fun to do like the photo shoots and the fashion show, but that's not what it's about. It's about our family, and it's about like being comfortable with each other, and just as girls like respecting one another, because I think that's a big thing. I feel like a lot of times like there's a lot of stuff with like other girls, like girls don't get along. People always say that, but this group, like that's like our big thing. There's no cattiness, and if there is, it's like you kind of leave, because we don't want somebody who's gonna try to like disrupt the sisterhood, or we try to help that person to kind of like get with the program or like get on our page or whatever. So yeah, this is us last year before the fashion show. Like we all take pictures and we got pretty, and like we're about to go to the limos to go downtown and stuff like that. And this is our fashion show. Every year we hold a fashion show, and this year will be our 8th annual fashion show, and we're changing locations this year. But the fashion show comes out great every year. It's because every Tuesday, that's when Short Stack is, we're there for 2.5 hours just practicing, like walking back and forth like this type of area, practicing runway. That is all we do after workshops are over. So I'm in these shoes for like 2.5 hours all the time. I'm used to walking in these everywhere. And how we prepare is like we'll walk for our directors, and she'll tell us like you need to like work on your posture, you need to move your arm a certain way. She teaches us how to. No. No, sorry. No, I'm not comfortable.
Really?
Yeah. It's like really when I prepare for the fashion show, I cry before every show. Like that's my thing. I always speak out. I'm like, I can't do it, and they're like, you'll be fine. And they push me out there and they say you did it, and then it's over. And that's the thing. Like it goes by so fast. We prepare for like 8 months, and then once it happens, it's over, and we're all so sad. And we're like, we're not gonna see each other for like 3 months, but then Short Stack starts again, and it's back to all the drama all over again. But that's like double walking. We have like different types of segments. That's what it's called. And our program directors, they like make up the segments. So it'll be like 2 at a time, 1 at a time, or 3 at a time. And sometimes they have like this complicated thing where they put dancers in the middle, and then we go around the dancers. Like I don't know. It's like this whole giant production. And I think the reason why Short Stack has really become my passion. I used to do a little bit of modeling, so I thought this would be like a fun way for me to do other stuff. But it's more about just. It's a place where I can really talk to people about like how I feel about myself without, people being mad at me. Cause like my mom always tells me like I need to snap out of it, and like it's hard for me to talk about like how I really feel about myself. And this is a place where like I'm there and nobody gets mad at me and nobody judges me and nobody thinks like I'm crying out for attention or anything. Cause I get that a lot. Like, some people do tell me I'm pretty, and it's just like it's hard for me to hear that. Because I really don't see myself that way, and I just don't want to I just don't want people to see it like, I don't know. I just don't want anybody to be mad at me, and I just don't want anybody to think like I'm making this up, like this stuff is in my head. Like, it's like just how I feel about myself, and I've been dealing with it. But because of Short Stack, I'm much better than I was. I can definitely say that. I'm in a much better place. I'm getting so much more comfortable with myself, and I don't make as many comments about myself as I used to, and I'm slowly accepting. And I think that's why Short Stack has become my passion, because I don't want anybody to ever feel the way I do. Like, I think it's really sad, and it's really horrible when you like look at yourself and you don't like the way you look and you don't like the person you are. So I think like with Short Stack and just like everything I do, I want everybody to know they're pretty. Like even like guys, I'll tell my guy friends like, you guys are beautiful, and they're like, stop saying that. I'm like, but it's true, because it's about the person you are, and I think that's really important. Like I would never want anybody in this room to feel down about themselves or think any less of themselves. Because I think you guys are all great, honestly. I think you're all amazing, because like all the stories and stuff you shared, I think you guys are awesome. And that's like one of my passions. And these are my posters. This was my poster at last year's show. Like they
make a big one and they put it out for everybody to see. And like some people try to take them home, and like my mom goes up and she like snatches it from this lady's hand because she tried to take it home, and I was like, oh. And this is my other one, is like at the beach and stuff like that. That was my favorite one of my posters. But yeah.
Good job.